Okay, it's been a while since Series 1 has now aired, so let's have a proper look and see, did Disney's involvement really improve the show? What did change? And what did people not like? Hello guys, welcome back to New Who HQ. I am Matt. Today we're discussing Doctor Who and Disney. Is it a good mix or not? Now, I am exceptionally aware, I'm filming this early September, of all the rumours that Doctor Who has not been renewed for Series 3 yet. Disney are unsure about continuing in it. We don't really know the reasons, but as we know, Disney are very, very coy on releasing viewing figures. All we do know, I think it got up to like 6th or 5th in the top 10 TV shows when it was airing, so I don't know how many people that is, but I think Disney may have expected it to be a little better. Now this video is not going to be me explaining about viewing figures because I've done videos about that before. A lot of people can get quite defensive, it can cause a lot of arguments, to be honest with you, when it comes to viewing figures. So I'm not going to be mentioning that, I'm going to be mentioning as the show, how did Disney improve it or not improve it. So let's look at some of the things. Visually, I think it's absolutely beautiful. We saw, for example, in the first episode where the Doctor and Ruby visited North America of what it will be when there were dinosaurs there. We got a real good wide shot and it was absolutely beautiful. And the fact that that was nothing to do with the story, they just thought they'd add that in, is something which Doctor Who normally doesn't really do. So I think it's nice to have them type of moments where, you know, Doctor Who really should have a reasonably big budget to show them type of things because you can go anywhere. So to quickly pop into a really visually beautiful place and make it look beautiful, but only for a few seconds, is obviously something that won't be worth doing a few years ago because it'd be too much money to spend on something which is very, very little. But for this, it adds to it and it's quite nice. I watched a lot of Doctor Who Unleashed and I did notice that the equipment was quite high end. Obviously, equipment is always improving, but the type of equipment they had, for example in Boom, we saw they had like almost like a projector, which some people were a little bit unsure about if it really worked and could notice some issues where it was like a moving projection. So when the Doctor was running, it looked like, you know, he was actually in this war zone where actually it was just a projection with pictures, but it kind of did work. It's quite obvious that the equipment was improved because you saw the way the camera was and other little hints and tricks that they had which they wouldn't be able to use if maybe Disney was not involved. Of course, Disney did make Doctor Who more worldwide, which is very controversial in itself because there is a worry that obviously Disney one day could get too far into Doctor Who where they start prioritising it, or some people would argue they already have started prioritising it for other countries over the United Kingdom, and that is an example of when in America it was released at a more decent time of the day, while in the UK we had to wait until midnight, which is quite obviously a more indecent time for people in this country, of certain people. I mean, I didn't have a problem with it, I go to bed at stupid o'clock anyway, but for a lot of people, especially families, it was an issue. And then you have stuff like the unit tower, which makes you think a lot about a Marvel sort of tower. And yeah, there's a few examples of things where the budget has obviously been increased to make it look better, to make it look bigger, you know, off the scale of what we've seen before in the show. So then you start relating it to other shows, and my worry is that from that, Doctor Who could lose its authenticity. Now, I never thought I'd actually be thinking like this, but maybe I'm so used to Doctor Who being on a reasonably low budget, that's what makes the show and makes it so special and unique. And whilst it can be challenging and certain things may not have been done very well in the past because of a lower budget, things were done differently because you had less money. So you come up with creative stories like Midnight, and even, you know, like Utopia, Sound of the Drums, Last of the Time Lords, where you had the end of the world basically happening and you're going to the end of the universe, which in some ways, yeah, you know what, I would have liked a bigger budget so we could have seen the bigger scale, because it's literally just a quarry in Cardiff in Utopia where they're filming The Future Kind. But it kind of works, the very not much light, very small shots, rough shots which you get, kind of makes it unique to Doctor Who, instead of having a full blast, massive wide shot of the universe crumbling, which we did get a little bit in Sound of the Drums, but I mean, you didn't really see many people getting killed, unlike in The Empire of Death, where we saw a whole city being destroyed right in front of us. So Disney has certainly changed. If Russell T Davies loves to destroy things and then piece it back together, we can see more of that destruction now. But maybe because we are so used to it not being like that, it doesn't really feel like Doctor Who. Maybe we will get used to it as time goes on, but I think going forward, if Disney did decide to pull the plug or decided to put less money into Doctor Who, I think Doctor Who would be absolutely fine. People are worried that if Disney pull away, then that's the end of the show. Doctor Who's been going much longer without Disney, and you know, Series 1 isn't fantastically good. It has some good episodes, but let's not, you know, beat around the bush. It's not like the best series of Doctor Who. So it's not like it's completely revolutionised the show and Doctor Who is nothing without Disney. It's absolute rubbish. It's just that some people will see it as a nice change to have more money to do more different things. But I think overall, if Disney ever do move away from Doctor Who or put less money in, it'd be absolutely fine. And we may have to go back to being in a quarry in Cardiff, which it still did do, but more of. I don't think that'll be a massive issue, which is why I haven't got any concerns when it comes to Doctor Who being cancelled. But let me know your thoughts if you think Disney has improved Doctor Who, if you think it's not. Drop it down in the comments, let's keep it nice. If you'd like to give this video a like, that would really help me out, and subscribe. We are very close to 800 subscribers. We might even be there by the time this video is out, but if we're not, then please do subscribe to help me get there. We're on. The big goal is to get to 1,000 by 2025. We'll say the middle of 2025. That is the goal. So if you'd like to help me get there, that'd be amazing. But I'll see you all soon. Goodbye.